The easy way of this magneto magnet charging, the easy way is to couple of pieces of masking tape. Well, I'll show you what we're going to do to make it easy, and you know, it's what I've been taught, I guess, the way the book says to do this. So, and you will note on this magneto that this magnet comes down to right here. Okay, you can remove this magnet from this housing, but as you notice, the housing is thicker than the magnet. Reason I would mention that is the pole piece on your charger cannot span across that. You'll have an air gap that much between your pole piece and the magnet. It would be according to the book, the text on the subject, it wouldn't work. Same on this side. So your pole piece, we know, has to be less than the width of the magnet, which is there's 1 and it's 1 and 18/32. Do the math on it. So, anyways, I done already made them pole pieces. That's real good and clean right there. That's good and clean right there. So what we're going to do is we're going to re-magnetize this magnet set. There's 2 of them. One sandwiched on top of the other one. And I have been careful. You may notice that I have been careful to keep this magneto in its original patina. I think that's important unless you're going to trick the whole engine out, like buffing up those cases and housings. This is pretty much as original as I can get it, other than tricking it out, let's say, you know. So at this point, there ain't nothing left to do but put it on that magnet charger over there. And if you're doing this right here, it does have some, it has some magnetism in it. I'm not even going to hook it up there and check the spark. Anyway, the easy way to do this is my magnet charger will remagnetize this needle instantly. It's American-Bosch. So it changes the magnetism quite often on these. So, but to use it where it's kind of error-free is what we're going to do. We're going to bring it up there close to this side of that magnet, and you see that black hand on that compass is going that way. So we know this attracts the black north or south, whatever it represents. So if you come on the other side, it attracts the white hand on that compass, turning the compass whichever way you want it to be pointing. So to not confuse anyone, as you come up on this thing right here, okay, that black side attracted to that. So I know that that's that polarity, either positive or negative or north or south or whatever the destination you want to be, is that color. Okay, when I come on the other side and I twist it around and bring it to your attention that it's not fixed, to verify it to myself, and it's the white again. So I show you this. What I'm going to do, I'm going to take this piece of masking tape and put it right there. So now we know that that's, let's say it's the north, but it's the white one. Always will be. Anytime, any way you fool with this thing right here, every how you turn that and put it up there, there to be. So now let's go over and look at that magnet charger. Incorrect. Magnet-magnetizer. Now to verify which side of this right here, this magnetizer, which side of that right there, how do you want to affix that magneto onto this magnetizer? Well, I'll show you how it works for me. Your results may vary. But I have it affixed to a newly charged today 12-volt battery, a big one, whatever the amperes is, it works. So to verify that we're getting some continuity through here and it's actually working, all you have to do is to take your compass and then you come over here to this magnetizer and you bring your compass and you approach the magnetizer with the compass to establish the polarity of the apparatus. So coming on in, we can see that that compass thing, that white one's going over here and the black one's going over there. Okay, I'm gonna take that piece of tape and put it right up there. So now we know that this, and if you bring it away out of magnetism and then come back in over here on this side right here, we got the black one going to that one, and you bring it out and come around, do this right here, and come back over in here. We got the white attracted over here. So we've confirmed our pole pieces there being in that position. Okay, I've got this hooked up to a well-charged 12-volt battery. It's about 730 cramping hours, but it's a good one. I charged it all day today, so it's good to go. That being the rating of this unit, this magnetizer. Okay, now to verify that we got all this voltage and such coming in here on this 12-volt battery DC system. And this is the configuration that I got it. And it's worked okay for me all the years I've had. But to make sure you're getting some activity through here, you can put your compass down there. And when you activate this, whoa. Anyway, we talking some voltage now. Man, move that engine over. Well, anyways, carrying on with this, and we did pick this out, and that's instance where it's possible to remagnetize this thing when you put it in a strong magnetic field. Okay, to not tarry too long on this, what I'm doing, and it works for me, and I'm just saying that's all I know about it. And but you have to be creative too on your setups. So I bring this piece of wood into play on one of these one of these Websters right here. And if you remember a little bit earlier, we established that this is the white one. Okay, in this magnetism theory in the book and in practice seems to be, is when you charge this magnet, when you remagnetize this magnet set, you line your poles up opposite, meaning that if you was to set this magneto onto that on this apparatus right now, it would be correct. But if you turn it around and you line these two like this and like that, put on there, it'd be backwards. It will discharge it. So, but confirming. So the way I do Websters is you set it on here in such a manner that these are opposites. To facilitate the distance between the top of this pole shoe over to the magnet itself, and if you're looking at it level across there, like the bottom of this and the bottom of that is, it's right on it. So back to this, don't be don't about center ways up there. And the reason for this piece of wood in here to center that is I didn't want to take the studs out of that housing, and I didn't want to remove the coil set, the magnet set from the housing either. But I did take the time to make these pole pieces some time back, and they fit in that allotted space that we talked about earlier, and they're square enough. You know what I mean? They're not, I made them, so I'm going to accept the inaccuracy that they are as good enough for me. Okay. Oh, okay. I think a little time verifying that you actually had good contact in all positions there is time well spent. Well, I mean, they say, you know, some repair people thinks this is really something, but I think it's you know, in principles of things, I think that's to be expected, whatever it is. So I'm just going to position this about right there, not knowing where to position that. But where it's at now, those two big pole pieces inside there, rotor vanes, and there's two little ones. So they're positioned in that like that. So I'm thinking when the engine fires, this will come up and like that. So at this point, I mean, I've dragged this long enough because it only takes, according to which theory here to, time limit is like instant in some cases, but a few seconds at most in all cases. Is when you apply this current to this mass of copper windings, the current produces is enough to activate whatever's in that magnet metal. So, and like I say, it's only going to be a flash, but I'll prolong it to example. But to know that we're getting this here current and everything's activated, then I'm gonna put the compass down here, and then I'm gonna activate this switch for a period of time, a few seconds, you know. I probably should get. I'm not going to. I thought I should get a clock, but I'm just going to show you. And I'm just going to activate this. Whoa! See how quick that was? But I'm gonna have to segregate this because it's too strong attraction to that engine. Yeah, okay. But you did notice there was a short period of when it was on, when it attracted this whole mass of this engine over. So let's observe again. Okay, see, we're getting and when I activate that switch, the current, I can actually see the attraction going through. You know, like it pulls a little bit, and you know, you can tell that it's making a circuit. You know, like it's in tension right now. And some mechanics advises that you would beat on that with a small hammer of some kind of metals to realign them electrons inside that metal. You know, just imagine them little electrons running around in there. You know what I mean? Just waiting for you to beat on the outside of them so they can move around. But you know, it's fun too to watch how much amps comes through these lines with this mass I'm talking about again. You can sense the magnet current in the vicinity. See, it's done pegged that needle out right there. See. But you notice that I've done already activated this thing about 3 times now, you know. And when you do, when you release this, you see it pegged it out right there. Okay, and it's going, you know, look at right there, and it let go of it, so now it's just in free motion now. So yeah, you know, that's we've already charged that. Did y'all notice that? Now we'll break it down now. Put on that bracket over there. Okay, now that we're back to the bench here, this is after charge, and if you come over here and you put this up there, it's still that color there, and you come over here, it's still that color there. So we established that we didn't change the polarity of this magneto. But did we add any magnetism to it? So let's see. Oh yeah. Well, that's quite noticeable. To the point, like, if you put that over close to that and you, I don't know if we're in a, see, I can influence that. Okay, let's get it back on to this housing here and spark it up. Those parts fits very good. I thumbs up Zach up there at Flywheel Supply, Zach Norway. Thumbs up, man. Those parts fitted onto this magneto with no modification at all, and they look original. Very good job. Now that we've got the thing magnetized and got it all put back together, springs and all, rollers, oiled it up. Well, it's got the original wire there. No, there was no intentions to make a hot rod engine out of this. This is purely to have a nice running engine in somewhat original condition as to this time in its existence. So with that said, the spotlight being on these two igniter points right here. That's igniter points. So what I'm going to do, y'all watch this. I'm going to turn it around here somewhere or another. I think we might be in some kind of position to see everything. And when this gets back onto the engine, there's a spring down there that holds that little lever yonder that makes those points come over to that at rest position. Okay, and then what takes place when this push rod comes up here, your ignition push rod, when it comes up, when it gets right up here, it'll slip off of this prowl, that little prowl right there. That's the way that works. So all I'm going to do is take the screwdriver in hand. I'm going to apply a little pressure over there on that electrode to act like it's a spring. And then I'm going to flip this magneto as it would be if it was being tripped by the engine itself. Focusing on these points to see the spark. So yeah, and we'll get it on to the engine tomorrow. I'm here in Middle Tennessee.